Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Uncle Justice. Thank you so much for clicking. I hope we are all doing well. Yes, in today's episode, we are going to look at some signs that you will notice when you are teaching. Signs to notice that your student understand your lesson or not. And how will you know? So I'll take you through those signs so that anytime you are teaching and you realize that you see any of these signs, you will notice that or you will take note that your student doesn't understand your lesson. Sɛ wokyerɛ adeɛ as a teacher wokyerɛ adeɛ na ɛba ne sɛ na wohu sɛ akwalaa no te adeɛ no a wokyerɛ no ase anaasɛ ɔnte aseɛ ɛna nneɛma bi a ɛsɛ wobɛhu afa akwalaa no ho na wohu sɛ akwalaa no adeɛ no a wokyerɛ no ɔnte aseɛ. So that is what I'm going to take you through today. And so please, if today is your first time of watching me, please kindly subscribe to my channel, press the notification bell so anytime we upload a video like this, you will be notified. All right. So the first one is lack of eye contact. The student avoid looking at you, signaling discomfort or confusion. So there are some of the students that kind of eye contact is not there. As a teacher, when you are teaching your student, you have to have that kind of eye contact, making sure that they understand the lesson. So if you are not having that kind of eye contact with your student, it means that they don't understand your lesson. You see that the child will be giving some kind of discomfort and that kind of confused face. Like you see that he's confused in terms of lesson. You can see from the face that no, there's something wrong with this child. Take notice of that the child doesn't understand your lesson. So please, that's the first one. The second one is no response to questions. They fail to answer when you ask a direct question or give a yes when you ask them direct question. So there are some students when you ask them a question whilst you are teaching, in the midst of lesson delivery, you ask them, they are not able to give you any answer. That should tell you that the child doesn't understand the lesson. Don't shout at the child, but rather take it as the child doesn't understand the lesson. Then the next one is distraction. The student may seem restless, look around the room, or be easily distracted. So there are some students you see them, they have that kind of eye contact moving around the classroom. You see them restless, like they don't have like you can see them. And when you see kind of those kind of things, you should take notice that they don't understand the lesson. That is why it's always important that as a teacher, when you are teaching, you don't expect anyone to step out of the class. Because as soon as one person, oh, there are some students who are very stubborn. Do you know what they do? When you are teaching and they know that what you are teaching they understand, they'll just get up and say, please, can I use the washroom, please? They'll just get up just to distract the class. And there's a kind of walkings and there's a kind of things they do just to distract the class because for them, they do understand the lesson. So it affects that particular child in the class who is struggling to understand your lesson. So as a teacher, make sure you put those kind of people in others. And there are some people too in the classroom, they are in the class. And what they do, because they understand the lesson, they create some kind of scenes in the class that distract that particular child who is struggling to understand your lesson. So as a teacher, please take notice of all these things and then make sure that you do the right thing. The next one is repeatedly asking for clarification. Yes. So there are some students repeatedly you realize that they keep on asking questions on a particular topic that you treated or an explanation you've given. Repeatedly keep on asking, what do you mean by this? Or what do you see here? What do you what? Say, please, can you repeat it again? You see that repeatedly they keep on asking or pointing at one particular thing that they are not getting. Do you understand? Or anytime you deliver a lesson or you explain something, they always say, please, can you come again? Me explain, say, please, I don't understand. Take notice that the child doesn't understand the lesson. Then the next one is silent during discussion. This is the most important aspect for you to take notice that as a teacher, the child that you are teaching doesn't understand the lesson. They don't contribute to class discussions or group activities. You realize that when you put them in groups and they are supposed to do some group work, you realize that they don't really contribute because they have nothing in their coconut. If I mean coconut, I mean they have nothing in their head. Good. So you realize that they are just there looking at what others are doing, and they cannot contribute to the class or the group discussion or the activity they are supposed to do. So when you are there as a teacher and you are observing, when you realize that that particular child is not contributing to the group discussion, then take notice that that child doesn't understand their lesson. Then the next one is um, difficulty following instructions. Difficulty following instructions. There, you realize that um, they struggle to carry out tasks, exercise even after instructions are repeated. So you realize that um, you have given them exercise, or you have given them homework, or you have given them a particular project to do. You have explained that project over and over and over again. And after explaining, you still they still go and do the wrong thing, or they still don't even know how to go about what you ask them to do. That should tell you that that particular child doesn't understand what you taught, or the lesson you delivered. Now, the next one is incorrect notes. Upon reviewing their notes, you might notice they have written down incomplete or wrong information. So there are some students who, when you are teaching, you ask them to prepare their own notes, or you ask them to jot some few things down just to how they understand the lesson. But when you take their notes and you review them, you realize that they've written wrong thing altogether. That should tell you that that particular child doesn't understand the lesson you taught. Then the next one is depending or dependence on peers. Dependence on peers. They frequently turn to classmates for help or validate before proceeding. So if you realize that you observe that particular child, you realize that particular child always asks, and please, should I put the X here? Should I put the Y here? Then you should take note that that child is or doesn't understand the lesson. To keep on seeking for validation from his or her friends. Misapplication of concepts. Misapplication of concepts. When asked to apply the lesson to a new problem, they misuse or misinterpret the concept. So after you are done with the lesson, then you ask them, they should the understanding or the lesson you've delivered, they should apply it in whatever they can applicably use it in kind of field. You realize that the concept of the lesson is being misinterpreted. So all these things should be you should take notice of all these things as a teacher, and make sure that you observe in the classroom when you are teaching. So, to address this, consider pursuing to check the understanding by asking frequent questions, encouraging peers' explanation, or using quick assessment, like you give them some small exercise or test, or maybe some kind of uh, brief something. They should pick a paper and write on it for you to know that they really understand the lesson or not. As I said, as a teacher, it's not about just going to the classroom to teach, but also making sure that the student that you are teaching understands the lesson you are delivering. Yeah, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and then leave your comments. If you are a teacher and you're watching me, have you noticed this kind of signs? And what do you do about it? Leave your comment under the comment section below so that others will also learn from you.